Hey guys, so this video is probably gonna not get the best comments, and I don't know, maybe they will, but this video is literally called fasting and why I'm doing it. A lot of eating disorder community people believe that fasting is not a good idea to do, and I got a lot of hate for it earlier on, so in my video that I made, and then somebody reacted and blah 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 and all this stuff. But I just want to say why I'm doing it again, and decided to do it and continue it, and how it helped me after my eating disorder. This is very hard. Like, I want to make sure like I say everything right and that I don't miss anything so that I don't get too much hate or anything like this. But there's gonna be people who's gonna be like, you can't fast after eating disorder. But everybody fasts naturally, even if it's just 5 hours or 6 or 12. It's natural fasting. Fasting is just a time you go without food. Okay, like, it's not a big deal as people, I think, are putting it into. And don't get me wrong, fasting might not be the right time for you at this moment. Fasting might not work for you. Fasting might not solve all your solution. Fasting is just something that might work for some people, okay? And I know it does for a lot, you know. I know a lot of people who fast who haven't been through eating disorders. And I know people who fast after they had an eating disorder because it helps them with their eating disorder, you know? For me, why I do fasting. Fasting is just, I feel more productive when I do it. I don't do it extreme. If I feel super weak or like I'm like tired or I feel like I need food right now, like I don't feel like fasting, I will have a meal, a snack, a beverage, or anything like this. I'm not a strict like fasting, you know, person, you know. I try, what worked for me is kind of an OMAD style, not strict fasting type, where I will fast throughout the day, and then eat an evening meal and kind of go to bed. Not stuff myself till I'm sick, no. In that video, by the way, where I got a lot of hate, I did do that. I did fasting at that time where I would really like stuff myself. I don't do that anymore. I feel much actually better. So don't stuff yourself, you know. That's not the goal. You want to choose, like, I want to choose healthy foods when I'm off of fasting because it's my time of eating. My previous video I mentioned taking psychology classes and how one of the topics was if you could take away a 5 senses, what would it be? I said taste. After saying that and writing my report of why and all this, it interestingly impacted me because I was like, I wonder if I could pretend as though my taste buds aren't really like, not to not care about my taste buds, but almost focus completely on nutrition as though I don't have any taste buds. I tried doing that and with my OMAD fasting, and it kind of, I don't know what, but it really brought up something new for me. Like, it was almost as though, like, first of all my binge cravings went away, kind of, and they have actually went away after the holidays because I think I binged so much on the junk food and it made me feel so not good. Now it's like such a bad association where it's like, if I binge, I'm gonna be lazy, I don't want to do anything, I'll feel bad, I'll probably feel sick too and gain weight. So I mean, after all that, it's kind of like I really don't want to do it like at all. Like, I lost the desire. I actually haven't binged since the new year. Since the January New Year, I have not had a binge. I overeaten here and there, but not binge. I went fully vegan after the new year, and I actually, one day, I decided to kind of force myself to binge to see, like, I was like, I always enjoyed this so much. I'm gonna try to, like, just, like, binge. Like, make myself binge. And I had, like, some cookie, and it was not vegan. That was the only day, like, I kind of, like, disrupted it. And I had a few bites here and there of all this chocolate and candy, and I was like, man, like, I lost the desire to. It's like, I don't want to. honestly. Like, I did not want to, which was really unusual to me. But anyways, back to the five senses. And after that report, and I was like, I really want to try that out. So I started doing this where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna focus as though it's just fuel, and that's it. And I started making, like, for my OMAD, like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make smoothie because I have a lot of, like, bananas. So I put that, and I put, like, spirulina, I think it's called, and, like, this other powder, boba. I don't remember what it's called, but it's another, like, very health, like, powder for, it has, like, calcium, and it's from a fruit. It's called, it starts with a B. It's spelled like B, I think A-E-O, no, B-A-E-B-O-B, something like this. I don't know, I always get it, like, I always look at it and I'm like, okay, I got it, and then, like, I forget again and again. But anyways, so I put that in, I put, like, spinach, bag of spinach, blueberry, and I had all that prepared for my own, like, my time of mealing, as well as, like, I kind of was looking at, like, just what I was eating, so, like, proteins, fats, carbs, vegan, like, foods, whole foods, not processed, just, like, what is the healthiest thing for me to fuel. And I kind of started doing that, and I got into a little habit of doing that, and I actually like it because I was so focused on nutrition that, like, it all tasted good. Like, the smoothie tasted amazing, like, it was great. All the other food I made was also good because at that point with fasting, that's one of the other things that I really liked, is that you're not really focused on the taste because you're just fueling yourself. You're fasting for a certain time, and this is your meal window, and you eat for fuel, and you don't eat after that because you're just fueled yourself. You're not looking for pleasure anymore, you know, versus if you're eating all day, it's easily to mindless eat because you're like, this is tasty, this is good, I feel like having a chocolate or this. But with fasting, it's more like your window of time has come, and plus I'm pretty hungry usually at that time, of a full day of, you know, being whatever I'm doing, active and cleaning and this and all these productive things I'm doing. I get hungry and I'm ready, and for me it's easier to satisfy my taste buds with even simple foods like beans and rice and potato, and avocado without even salt, because for me it tastes good at that moment. However, once I'm full, and usually I estimate my calories, not count, but estimate just to see approximately it's right, make sure the nutrition type is right, and I usually approximate it in my head to make it seem about right. And usually I notice, like, okay, this is about how much I'm supposed to be having, you know, and usually I'm full, but then there's, like, this, like, I want something tasty, sweet, chewy, and gooey in my, what's it called, cupboards, you know, and then I'm like, wait, like, this is just my pleasure tasting, you know. Imagine if I didn't have that. It would just be like me eating extra. You know what it's really weird to explain, but I kind of thought about it that way. And I kind of stopped doing the mindless snacking even after my OMAD, or overeating over my OMAD, because I'm just focused on the nutrition. I had what I need. I'm good to go to bed, wake up the next morning, work again, whatever I do every day. And like I said, sometimes you'll need more fuel because you were super active that day. Okay, like, fuel yourself like a car would, you know? But I wasn't focusing on the pleasure tasting kind of thing. And I think it really helped me out, you know? Like, it just made me seem very productive, and just, I don't know, I can't really explain the experience I went through, but it was just something I really enjoyed and wanted to share with you guys. Anyways, back to the fasting things. But that's also another, like, fasting benefit, because you come and you're not pleasurably eating, you're eating for fuel. That's what I really like. I have a lot of time to be productive during the day. That's another thing I like about fasting. Fasting, I read, has a lot of benefits. Researched a lot about fasting. And I read, like, a lot of countries, they sometimes fast for days because it's pretty natural. Think about it. If you're out in the, like, surviving out there, you're not gonna have 2 o'clock, it's time to eat your lunch, and then now it's for your brunch, and now it's your snack, and now it's your third meal or fourth meal or fifth meal, or eggs in the salad, like this much, and you don't weigh it out, things like this, they don't weigh their food. They didn't even have scales actually for your weight or the food weight. This is stuff now happening. More to a natural side, and I don't mean to be like, oh my gosh, because like sometimes I say this and then people are like, yeah, but you're like not in a caveman, okay? So you don't need to like, but then again, we have all these problems with food and obesity, so it's like people like, I know, I understand we're not a caveman, but cavemen didn't have so much problem with this. And not even cavemen, people in other countries where fasting is normal. Fasting is something like, even I had the friends come from Africa, and they said to me that they had like the banana and coffee for breakfast, and then they until dinner time, they're like meal of dinner, like in the picture it was like rice, kale, and like a sweet potato or something, and they're not focusing on like protein or like, oh my gosh, make sure you have enough fats or this, they have food when they have food, and that it's like they literally, what I saw is they used food as fuel and not like a pleasure sense. And that's when I was kind of interested in trying the whole, like, my technique of trying to eat for fuel and not the pleasurable like senses. Very hard, but very possible to do, and very something that I enjoyed actually doing. Back to fasting. Fasting also helps for me. It gives me some kind of like, I guess people call it mental clarity, and I guess it's because of you're not thinking about food. I notice when I'm fasting, I think a lot about sometimes things that scare me, and then I kind of want to be I want to go just eat and just not think about this, but things like, that, and this is very deep, but probably like death or like, losing a loved one. Sometimes I think about that. But I also think about ways I can improve, and ways that I can improve my relationships with family. Things, it gives me time to think like, how can I make them happy, and how can I help them, and how can I help other people around me. So it makes me almost sometimes like feel like I'm a better person, because I'm so not like food, because I can I can lose weight and be at a weight I want to be through fasting, or through calorie counting and like doing the whole like, very like fitness, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and like, or like snacks, and 5 times a day. I could have the same results both ways. But with the option of fasting, where I have a chance to be so productive and not think about food all the time, and be with family and friends, and invest so much time in making myself a better character, versus the time when I'm planning a meal and planning meal times. I also get angry when things get in the way of the meal time. So like, it's 5 o'clock, let's say it's dinner time, and somebody calls me, wants like, or like my mom wants me to do something. I can get cranky because it's like, well, it's my meal time, so you're kind of like interrupting my meal time. So me as this person versus me as a person with the fasting type lifestyle, I don't know. I think I like with the fasting. And maybe you want to invest all your time into meal planning and meal prepping and your body and weight, and you could do it, like I said, either way. But if you choose the other option, that's up to you. You could have the same results. I'm not saying you won't have results, or you'll be unhealthy. No, you can get results either way. You can get results a lot of ways. But is this a lifestyle you want to choose? And that's the thing with the 5 meals a day with snacks and stuff. I feel like for me it's overwhelming, and it's too much thought and energy goes into food, meal prepping, washing dishes, counting the macros or calories, or even if you're not, then even just preparing this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's 5 different meals, 5 different times you need to cook. Even if you pre-prep, it's just more time goes away for it. And I want to spend less time thinking about food, so I can make videos for you guys, so I could be productive, so I could be with family, so I could be with friends, so I can sometimes just sit down and think about where I want to be, what's my goal, like what all these interesting things. It helps me just have extra time. I can clean around, help my mom with a lot of things, go grocery shopping for my mom, so she doesn't have to go because she's not a big fan. I love the grocery shopping though. And just simple things here and there. Maybe travel as well, you know, go on vacation or something. I'm saving money as well through fasting, and I'm enjoying the lifestyle, so I don't really get why I shouldn't be doing it. So this is the video basically of fasting and why I decided to do it. And you don't have to do it. Like I said, you could be the other person who spends their time with meals and meal prepping, and maybe that works for you, and that's great. If you want to choose that lifestyle for yourself, go for it. But for me, I think I choose the other lifestyle because it's something I enjoy and something I want to be, you know, because everyone's known for even their eating habits. Like if you're vegan, that you already have an association, this person vegan, clean eating, or this person he's very like count calories and stuff. You have association with all these people and what they do, and this is just something I want to do and what I want to be, if that makes sense. For now, it could change in a couple days, months, weeks, years. I don't know. For now, today, this is what I am, and maybe I'll look back at this video and be like, oh, this is ridiculous, I can't believe I did this, you know? And maybe not. But I think everything is part of my journey, so I don't ever look back and regret anything I did. I think it's just a learning experience, and this is my learning experience at this moment, and maybe I'll change my mind and maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do this lifestyle forever and maybe I won't. You know, it's just for now, and it's something I enjoy now. So there you go. Fasting and why I do it. The end. Anyways, guys, see you in another video. I love you, and so thank you for all the support, and hopefully it's not gonna get too much hate. I don't know, but I love you guys, and see you in another video. Bye.